throw down to second in time.
Ricky turns and dumps it. Staten on the run, and he jams it home.
Nixon, and the runner comes home. They got her.
What tough shot. And a there's McLemore.
Welcome to this week's Big 12 Report, presented as always by Dr. Pepper. I'm Wendell Barnhouse, Big12Sports.com correspondent. That guy is Carter Babb, co-host.
That would be me. Well, later on in the show, we'll have some details on April being Community Service Month in the Big 12. But first, we have a story about the Kansas baseball team taking a trip to the Dominican Republic to play some baseball and also do some community service while they were there.
Kansas was picked to finish 8th in the preseason baseball poll, but after taking 2 out of 3 from Texas over the weekend, the Jayhawks are in 4th place and just a game out of 1st. Fall practice that included a trip to the Dominican Republic helped Kansas on and off the field.
It brought a level of intensity to fall practice and a renewed commitment to fall practice and its importance. In my 10 years at Kansas, it was by far the most productive fall that we've ever had.
We knew, like, going in, that we were, going to face some good, young competition over there. And like I said, basically it was just really good to just see, someone else for a change, like playing each other, it kind of gets old after a while. And, I think it was just exciting just to go over there and, just see what baseball's like in the Dominican.
The Jayhawks also found out what life is like in another country, and they did their best to reach out and help as best they could.
It was third world, and it'll put your life in perspective. And to see those kids, and what I loved about it is that they always had a smile on their face. They were never down, and they were always happy.
The poverty put a tear in your eye. Until you've actually seen it, it's absolutely mind-boggling.
It's amazing, the things that we take for granted over here, and just to see, like what those kids, how they grow up and what basically life is like for these kids who don't really have much except for baseball. That's what's cool about it is, like, not a lot of us, spoke Spanish. We had a couple guys, who can translate for us and stuff, but we both shared the same passion for baseball and stuff. So, the clinic we ran with the little kids and stuff, and we'd roll them ground balls and, throw fly balls. I think it was really cool just to interact with them and just, see how much they really care about the game.
The Kansas players distributed health kits they had assembled in Lawrence and conducted clinics at orphanages.
To go to a different country and, to have an experience like that and see how other people live in other countries, it's a great experience.
The first 4 days we're there, we did a community service activity every afternoon after lunch, and we went to sugarcane villages, we went to visit an orphanage, and we gave school supplies away, and we took 1,000 health kits and distributed them in those sugarcane villages. It was truly the most amazing experience I've had in 35 years in baseball.
The trip to the Dominican Republic helped Kansas prepare for this season, but it most definitely made an impact on the players.
You'll never hear me complain about a meal again, because they food's not everywhere like it is here, and we drive nice cars and we get a top-notch education, and these kids, are looking for their next meal.
And one of the things that we preach at the University of Kansas is to give back to our community, to be involved in community service activities, and we're trying to prepare kids to be successful in life. And what a better way to do that, to actually hands-on experience what other families and what other communities are going through, and that you can make a difference. One individual can make a difference.
Well, Kansas is one of 4 teams atop the baseball standings right now, separated by just 1 game. Now in softball, Texas and Oklahoma are both undefeated and at the top.
Yeah, they're both kind of running away with it, things, Carter, and there's going to be a showdown series between those 2 teams in softball this weekend in Austin. Oklahoma is top ranked in the country, and they're going to visit number 7 Texas for a huge 3-game series this weekend. The Longhorns are off to an 8-0 start in Big 12 play, and the Sooners are 6-0. Now, the team that wins this series will take over first place and will take control of the race in the Big 12. Now, Oklahoma overall is off to a 37-2 start. That's the best in school history. Texas is 38-4. That equals the best record after 42 games in Texas history.
That's right. It should be a good series between 2 extremely talented teams. Well, now we will come to the world-famous shout-outs. I say it every week, but Wendell, why don't you just go ahead and just give us what everyone is wanting?
We have breaking news. Actually, the first shout out is pretty newsworthy. Big news for both Big 12 men's basketball and Oklahoma State basketball. Marcus Smart, the Big 12 Player and Freshman of the Year last season, has announced that he will return for his sophomore year instead of making himself eligible for the NBA draft. With Smart returning next season, the Cowboys could be a preseason top 10 team, and they'll probably be a favorite to win the Big 12 regular season title. Second shout out, the Big 12 men's and women's golf championships are coming up in the next few days. The women's championship will start Friday and run through Sunday and will be hosted by Iowa State at the Harvester Golf Club in Rhodes, Iowa. Now the men's championship will start next Monday and will wrap up Wednesday. The men are competing at the Prairie Dunes Golf Course in Hutchinson, Kansas. And the last shout out, as Carter mentioned earlier, for the first time the Big 12 Conference is celebrating April as Community Service Month. Student athletes at Big 12 member schools take part in dozens of projects each year, and Community Service Month is designed to spotlight those activities. We've got a video posted on the Big 12 Digital Network that explains more about this initiative, and each day next week we'll be showing videos from the schools that help explain how student athletes are involved in their communities. I've had a chance to see these videos. They're very inspiring and will bring a smile to your face seeing these athletes out in the community, particularly when they're working with young kids at grade schools, that sort of thing.
That's right. That's a good story. Well, that'll do it for this week's Big 12 Report. As always, for all things Big 12, be sure to check out our website at big12sports.com and follow us on Twitter at Big 12 Conference. We'll see you next week.
Welcome to this week's Big 12 Report, presented as always by Dr. Pepper. I'm Wendell Barnhouse, Big12Sports.com correspondent, and that guy is Carter Bebb. Welcome to this week's Big 12 Report. Jeez.
Do you want me to do the welcome?
And that guy is Carter Babb, co-host.
That would be me. Well, Wendell, later on in the show we'll have, yeah, we will.
That's cool.
Well, Kansas is one of, God bless America.
Best school record after 42 games. So both these teams making a clip. It's really just a one-page script, but I have 2 pages.